What's going on, guys? Dapo Ibrahim TV, and welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a video like this in a long time, whereby I will be addressing, masculinity and the so-called masculinity crisis or the boy crisis or whatever. Because there's this ongoing thing whereby you see a lot of things, the attack on masculinity, masculinity crisis, toxic masculinity, all those things are kind of interwoven, they're kind of interwoven. And I think part of it, or the major part of it, is that young guys these days, young boys, don't have the rightful role model. And they just doing things, they're just going around. They don't really know exactly which direction to go, which direction to grow towards. What is my purpose? How am I moving forward? How do I measure if I'm moving forward? What exactly, after making one mistake, can I still, get back on the track? I think it's so many things just going on. And with this video, I hope you guys will have a little bit of clarity. This won't provide you all the solutions, but it will give you like a clarity as to which direction to move. And if you waver, for one reason or the other, can you get back on track? And that's very possible. So I will be using a very simple diagrammatic illustration to just indicate, this movement I just want to talk about. My whiteboard. And yeah, you see this section that I have here, it's the starting point of most guys, okay? We all know that in the way it's distributed in the so-called manosphere, or even the world in general, is that we have the top 1%, the highly successful, the 1% of the population. Could be the men, could be the women, could be the whole population. The 1% are always the most highly successful. And then the remaining, maybe like the middle class, like the 20%, and then the remaining so-called 79% are like the majority of the bottom barrel, the poor people. So everyone is always struggling to get to the top. If you've read The 12 Roads to Life, it's like the lobster illustration in Jordan Peterson's book. So everyone is always aspiring to get to the top. That's why, as a man, you need the one of the most essential skill you need to have as a man is to be competitive. Okay, not competitive in the negative way, but you have to be willing to compete. You have to be willing to just foster a healthy competition. And if you notice that things are going sideways, fine, you must have a way of bringing things back on track. Okay, one of the greatest skill you need to have as a guy is your willingness to compete and your ability to bounce back. If you have those two things, you can come back from anything. Okay, if you have those two things, the willingness to compete and the willingness to bounce back from whatever happens, you can make it almost anywhere. All right, so there's a simple graph. All right, this is the starting point for most of the 79% that we're talking about. And right here is the graph. This is growth, just to measure the growth. Okay, I won't put any number because there really isn't any significant number to like attach to these things, because sometimes it's measured in years and time. Everyone has different time, so we're just going to take it like that as a hypothetical measurement that everyone has different timing. But then you still have to keep growing, right? So you're growing upwards. This right here is what I refer to as the AM, the acceleration momentum. Okay, so you can accelerate forward, you can grow upwards, accelerate forward and grow upwards. Right here is the purpose driven, fulfilling your purpose. I just put PF, fulfilling your purpose. Okay, so growth, going up, acceleration, momentum going forward, and fulfilling your purpose. PF. Can you all see it? I guess you all can see it. Okay. So, as a man or a woman or an individual, you want to always keep track of you going forward, okay? But you need to be able to define things. You need to have things clearly defined. You need to be able to identify to yourself, what is growth? Am I growing? You need to be able to identify if you are growing. You need to be able to identify if you are accelerating forward, if you have momentum, if you have the passion, the will to move forward. Now, you need to be able to define clearly. This is one of the hardest parts, because for you to know if you are fulfilling your purpose, it's a matter of time. Okay, you can't just wake up and say, oh, I know my purpose. One of the definition of purpose is, or passion of purpose that I've seen somewhere, is identifying your passion and purpose. Your passion is what you love doing. Your purpose is when you eventually start doing it for people, community as a whole. That's your purpose. So you need to know what you love to do and how can you use it to impact the world positively. Then you can identify your purpose. This takes time. Okay, that's why when you see many people in their purpose, sometimes they're usually middle age or like old age. Not like young folks don't fulfill their purpose, it's not the higher population of young men. All right, but you need to have these three things clearly defined. Once you have them all defined, you need to know that, like I said, time. This place could also be you being, growing your personality, growing your health, growing your wealth. So, healthy, wealthy, whatever, financial, you are growing everything. You're going up. All right, you're going up. So, in this section right here, once you can identify what growth is for you, you can either, start from anywhere. You can start from here, start from here, you can start from here, you can start from here, and you can just go up and you're growing. This is like you're growing. This could be you just make sure you're growing and you've been selfish about it, and you just focus on yourself. Basically, you want to focus on your growth, which is good. There's nothing wrong with this. Okay, nothing wrong with it. Now, this growth could be anywhere. It could be here, 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 whatever. Now, you can also be like this. Maybe you've gotten to a point and you just want to just be moving, accelerating forward. And you're just going this way, this way, this way. You don't care about a lot of all those things. You just want to make sure you have momentum to just keep going and you're not stagnant and you're accelerating forward. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, because what a lot of people don't understand, or what a lot of people understand, is most guys are very content. Most guys are content with where they are. They don't care about a lot of, oh, I want to be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is why when you meet some people at some point of their life and they are just living their life, and you're like, oh, I see a lot of potential in you, I want to move you forward. And they begin to resent you because they're like, I'm okay with what I'm doing. So there's really nothing wrong with that. Okay? Some people don't want to carry the weight of the world on their shoulder. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. As long as you have growth, you have momentum, and you're accelerating forward. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, there are some people, maybe they were born wealthy, they're from here. They could just either, go this way towards their purpose, using their wealth and status or whatever to be a blessing to their community. Or if they don't know how to manage what they have, they can decline. They can decline if they don't have good management skills. So they can either go this way or decline. Now, remember what I said at the beginning, that two of the greatest skills you need as a guy is the willingness to compete and the ability to bounce back from anything. Whatever happens to you as a guy, you need to be able to bounce back from it. Forget about you being a doctor, being a filmmaker, being a banker, whatever. You need to understand this thing. In physics, it's called entropy. Okay? Entropy is that thing that teaches us that nothing is permanent. All right? Anything can happen to you at any time. So, when these things happen, you need to be able to bounce back from them. If it's good, use it to move forward. If it's good, use it to grow forward. If it's good, use it to accelerate forward. If it's good, use it to move towards your purpose. If it's bad, bounce back. Okay? That's it. Bounce back, compete with others. Healthy competition. I keep saying this because there's some form of competition that, you just see each other. Oh, like for example, in a workplace environment, we do this all the time, whereby maybe you have your colleagues reach out and make a daily sale or whatever, and this person's making 5 sales, this person's making 10 sales. You're like, oh man, A is making 7 sales today. You think you can beat that? And this one is still on 4 sales. Like, oh yeah, I can beat that. And now, boom, he's pushing himself. Now he's making 8 sales. He's beating 8. And this is like, no, I can't. I can't let him beat him. I can't let him beat me. Let me go higher. So it's going from 7 to 10. Before you know it, there is healthy competition that's helping each other. That's what I'm talking about. Healthy competition to move each other forward. Very important. And you need to be willing to do that if you want to grow, if you want to, because that will also help you find out the kind of people that you have around you. If they are those who are interested in growing, and if they are people who are not interested and they're okay with where they are, that's okay too. You just need to find a new tribe that's willing to give you that healthy boost that you want to use to grow forward, to grow higher. Now, I just want to say something, that when I was drawing these lines, they are never a straight line. Nothing in life is ever a straight line. So if this line is going up, let's say like the line I did here, it's always like this, 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 like this. It's never going to go in a straight line, okay? Nothing in life is super steady like that. It's always like that, okay? So what's you as a man, okay, as a masculine man, what you want to focus on is your purpose. You want to have that clearly defined, because you will go from here. You want to go from here to here. That's how you want to move. All right? That's how you want to move. You want to move steady, keep climbing up the ladder, because when you go this way, you're learning from here, you're learning from here. You're like the complete package. When you get to the top, you're the complete package. Okay? You have acceleration, you have momentum, you have growth, you have health, wealth, finance, everything. When you get here and you're fulfilling your purpose, you are the complete package. And it's important to understand that as a guy. You want to agree. Now remember when I said it's never a straight line. It's always like a little zigzag, and then you go zigzag, 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 boom, boom, boom. But you can have that and still keep going forward. The little zigzag is like things happen. Remember when I said you need to have the willingness to bounce back? Maybe you're super disciplined. You're always going to the gym, going to work, doing this. There'll be one of those days where you're just like, maybe once in 2 months, like, oh man, maybe today's a cheat day, just have whatever, maybe a couple of drinks. But once that happens, you have to get back on track because you're going this way. Remember, you have to always get back on track. That is the only way. Okay? That is the beauty of the logic that masculinity is based in. We keep things together. We keep things together to achieve our purpose. The moment you have this clearly defined, your purpose, okay? The moment you have this clearly defined, you can identify everything in your life based on this clear definition. Knowing this helps you select your friends. Knowing this helps you select your business partners. Knowing this helps you select your marital partner. Knowing this helps you select every single thing. What time you wake up, what time you go to bed, how much to save, how much to not save, what to invest in. Just having this clearly defined, because everything here will be working towards going here. Okay? Now, maybe you meet a lady. Okay? Maybe you meet a lady and she's sporadic, irrational in nature. Maybe she's like this, she's hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. Let's say this is hot and this is cold, okay? Today she's hot, tomorrow she's cold. Today she's hot, tomorrow she's cold. Hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Your job as a man is to function and maintain this trajectory. You're not supposed to go with hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. You're never supposed to go with that. Your job is to maintain balance. Your job is to stay focused. Your job is to make sure nothing sways you from going this way. That's all you need to know. The moment you can figure this out, anything can happen to you and you will just be like, I got my eyes on the prize. Have you met people like that, whereby whatever happens, it's just like super calm? Like nothing moves them. Because they have their eyes on the prize. Their focus is completely different. They don't think, they don't move, they don't do things like regular people. They know what they want. Maybe they got fired and you're expecting them to be like, oh man, you got fired. And they're like, shh, I know what I want. There are people like that. And you as a man, you want to get on this kind of track. Unshakable. You don't waver. Nothing moves you out of balance. Even if you fall, you bounce back. When you bounce back, you can see your friend was succeeding. Oh man, I want to get like this guy. Boom, you compete. You need to be willing to compete. Without that, you will just be okay with everything. And for some people, that's okay. But if you want to be different, you want to go this way, it's in your hands. Okay? So like I said, I haven't done this in a while, and it's always been on my mind to just share this information with young men out there, because it's so many things going on. And you all need to understand this. Once you can understand this, you understand growth. Growth is good. Having momentum and acceleration is good. But being the complete package, fulfilling your purpose, that's the solid aim of the great man. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you want me to talk about in another video. And remember, guys, to always be your best self, regardless of what happens. The world is yours. You guys can do better. You guys can be better. You guys have the power to change your entire life for the best. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.